Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Martin.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. There have been a lot of great comedians who have played Carnegie Hall. Just look at this list. Bill Cosby, Bob Hope. There's Lily Tomlin. I played here in 1977. My picture should be up there somewhere. Oh, there. Okay. All right. Well, when I was a teenager, a lot of kids my age fell asleep listening to music records, but I fell asleep listening to comedy records. Nichols and May and Tom Lear and Lenny Bruce. And Lenny Bruce did a midnight concert here at Carnegie Hall in 1963. And that night, there was a blizzard, a big snowstorm, and a lot of people didn't think anyone was going to show up. Well, it was packed. And I listened to that record a lot, so I asked a friend of mine, Kevin Pollak, who's a great comedian and actor and impressionist, to come out and do an excerpt from that album. Kevin, are you here? I mean, I hope so.
Thank you. Hello, Steve. Please be seated.
Yes.
Too kind, really.
Yes, they are. And now, Kevin,
Yes.
you do stand-up comedy, you also act, but do you do impressions?
Yes, Steve. As a matter of fact, I'm excited to be here this evening. Such an auspicious night, big anniversary, and me without my dancing shoes. Wow.
Well, could you do one of your impressions for us?
Sure. I like to do the obscure ones.
Obscure?
Yeah.
Like,
People I have great respect for. Alan Arkin,
Wow.
for example.
go ahead.
This is a very unusual night for me. Can I be honest? I'm seated upstairs and I can't see anything.
Do you ever do, like famous people that everyone would know, for example?
Has anyone actually ever impersonated you?
No, they never have.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's probably because the person needs to have a
Like a quirky, funny voice.
personality.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you with Kevin Pollak, who's going to do an excerpt from Lenny Bruce's midnight concert at Carnegie Hall.
Oh, I want to tell you about the Steve Allen Show. I did the show twice. I had a bug with the show, with the censors, continuity, they call themselves. You should know when I do my show normally, say out of an hour, maybe 4 minutes is ad-libbed. And then really, that's about it. Maybe a real fertile night, 10 minutes maybe. That's a good night, man. So really 4 minutes, free form. Otherwise, it's all routines, But for me, ever, to come out and open with the same word and finish with the same word, do the bits in the same order, night after night, then I don't feel like a comic, man. But you gotta do that on television, and it's a bug for me, right? So they asked me to come out and do my bits for the censors there, and there's 15 of them gathered, and Steve Allen's there. He's got a very hip sense of humor. He's cracking up at all my stuff. Producer Bill Harback is there. He's hip, but he's got more to lose, So he's giving me laughs like, oh no, oh. Right, so I come to one particular bit where they don't want me to do in the show. I have a tattoo. It's not a cockamamie rub-off, it's real. And because of this, I can never be buried in a Jewish cemetery. It's just the Orthodox scene, You gotta go out of the world the way you came in, no marks, no changes. Certainly belied the whole Moyle philosophy. Not sure how that swings, So, shortly after getting the tattoo, I'm visiting my aunt in Jamaica, Long Island. I'm at the sink washing up, and she pins the tattoo, right? She sees it and she flips. She's like a Jewish seagull, this woman, right?
Look what you did to your arm! You can never be buried in a Jewish cemetery!
I said, Mima, why are you nudging me? They'll just cut this off and bury it in a Gentile cemetery. Okay, so I do the bit, and then one censor comes right at me and says, I'm sorry, Lenny, you can't do that routine on the show. And I said, why not? He says, well, it's definitely offensive to the Jewish people. And I said, you're off your nut, man. Now, you should know, I make no bones, really, about giving myself a certain leeway. I can be irreverent at times, right? But also I want to allow myself, it's a rationalization, the same sort of poetic justice as a Tennessee Williams or a Shakespeare with language. Now, I know that I can't say anything wrong or bad on television. This isn't a scatological reference, though. This is an actual true life story. So he comes at me, and he won't let it go. You can't do it. It's offensive to the Jewish people. And I say, well, then I'm not doing the show. And he says, that's a first offense with me, right? This one, a nut. Clearly no one had ever said they weren't going to do the show. But he won't let it go. It's conventive, it's offensive, and he's coming at me. And he's got that Bank of America collar, you know. It's really getting to me. And so I'm not doing the show, there's nothing to discuss. So he says, we're going to discuss it. He goes off for about an hour talking to the rest of them there. He leaves me in the corner like some leper with a bell on my neck, right? And he finally comes back to me and he says, all right, Lenny, we talked it over. And we've decided that it's also offensive to non-Jewish people. And I said, oh yeah, and how's that? And he said, well, because what you're saying in essence is that the Gentiles don't care what they bury.